Hi guys, Paul here at Radioshop Pickups in South Wales, and welcome to our video which is the easiest way to upgrade your Strat pickups. And we're going to do it by introducing you to our new Solderless solution loaded pickguard series, which is our pickups but in a loaded guard where you don't have to do any soldering. So the first steps to get started on this journey is to go onto the internet and find our website, which is radioshoppickups.com. Now once you get onto our website, you need to go to the pickups at the top and then choose loaded pickguards. And there are a number of options. You've got the traditional loaded Stratocaster pickguard, and that one there requires a little bit of soldering. You've got 3 points to solder, but the new solderless solution from us, it's just got a little terminal in there, and all you have to do is a little bit of screwing. So there's no soldering whatsoever to do with this pickguard. So go through your color choices and which pickup set that you want, and then you're going to go through PayPal, and then that would be success then once you've ordered, and you can start waiting for us to make it and get it off to you in the post. And here's a little bit of footage really from just outside our workshop. That's our workshop dog Will, and after a few days your pickguard will arrive, and then it's on to unboxing, which Paul Dunn is going to show you what you're likely to get in your package from us. So obviously each loaded pickguard is going to be really well packaged, and there'll be a few little bits and bobs in there which are kind of case candy. So you've got a couple of sort of Radioshop pickups, business cards. You've also got a specification chart for the pickups and a certificate of authenticity, and also a little brochure. So next step now would be to inspect your pickguard and inspect your pickups. Obviously there are lots of different color choices available, and we can get nearly everything. So if you can think of something like even like a gold anodized or any color at all, if we can get it from our supplier, then we can get you that pickguard color. Now moving on, let's have a little look at the tools that you're going to need for the job, which aren't that many. You're going to need a small screwdriver, a micro screwdriver. You're going to need a larger one to do your pickguard screws, and you're going to need pliers for the jack, and you're going to need something to trim the wires. And also, if you've got something to help with this process, like this tuning head key, then that would be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to speed up a lot of the processes, but in this video I'm just going to show you exactly how to install it. So once you've got your strings off, it's on to removing the pickguard screws. And as you can see there, I like to keep a little sort of plastic tray there just to keep those screws in, because they have a tendency to go walkabout. And you get all of your screws off, keep them safe, and then we can start looking at moving on to the next part, which would be to remove the jack. Okay, so we'll get that out. And again, lots of the sections in this video. It's quite a long video, but it shows you exactly what to do, and also there's lots of bits which are sped up. So I'm not really that fast at doing screw removal. Now what you need to do here is actually trim those wires as close to the jack as possible. So this is your existing pickguard, and we're going to remove it. And obviously, you might want to sell it. You might want to help fund the process of getting our pickups by selling your existing pickguards. So trim it as close as you can to the jack, and then you're going to remove that jack from the jack socket. And we just use the pliers there. There are sockets that fit perfectly, but the pliers is good enough really to remove that. Now take out your old pickguard, and obviously by trimming it as close to the jack, you've then got lots to play with then if you wanted to resell it to somebody else. This is just another pickguard from ours in a sort of workshop guitar, which is a Squire. And you're going to trim the tram claw cable, okay? And again, as close to the pot as possible, because you want to have as much length as you possibly can to install the new pickguard. Now, moving on, we're going to look at offering up the new pickguard, okay? And this is the Solderless Solution pickguard. And you can see the two jack wires that are coming off there from the little terminal. And we're going to unscrew those. And as you can see, I'm just using an old tea towel just to protect the body of the guitar. This guitar is a bit of a beater really, so I'm not that bothered about scratching it, but with your guitar you'll want to put a cloth down just to make sure you don't scratch it. So we're going to unscrew those two cables, and the next step now is to look at actually feeding those through. So I'm going to take away the pickguard. I'm going to offer up the new wires and new hookup wires, and it's brilliant stuff, this the cloth covered hookup wire. I just like to give it a little bit of a twist to make sure it goes through that hole and into the main cavity. And once you've got it through the hole, you're going to pull it fairly sort of tight, close to all the way through, but just leaving a little bit because you need a tiny bit of excess. We're going to take off the nut and we're going to put that and offer it up to the jack socket. Now that's quite a little bit of excess here. What I would usually do is put some spaces underneath, but I just wanted to show you for the purposes of the video just how quickly this can all be done really. So that's a lot of access coming through there, but what you might want to do is either use another bolt or get some spaces underneath so that is actually a little bit shorter protruding through. So just hand tighten it and then come along with the pliers and just do a little bit of tightening. Just make sure that's hand tight with the pliers, and then it shouldn't move anywhere for a number of years. So pull it through, pull the wires through, and now we're just going to get those two screws back in. Now, hookup wire is wonderful stuff because you can just pull it back. It's not like the sort of plastic covered wire. And what I like to do is those sort of ends can get a little bit frayed. So once you've pulled back a little excess of wire, you just want to twist it a little bit to get it nice and clean. And obviously the trem claw that I've got, the actual switch coming through there, is also hookup wire, but on yours it could be plastic, so you might need to use some sort of cable trimmers just to strip it back a little bit. So we're offering up the new pickguard now, and we're going to do what will be kind of like the business end of the installation now, which is the screwing in of the 3 points into the terminal. And I've got a little white dot there which I've put in just to show which one is the white one. This one is the hot to the jack, and you've got 2 black ones to screw in. Now those 2 black ones, it doesn't really matter, but I would tend to go for the ground to the jack to go to the middle one there, and then I would put the trem claw on the right hand side, but it doesn't actually matter. The one that's obviously really important is the white one, which will just have a little white circle next to where it's supposed to be screwed in. So make sure it's screwed in nice and tight, and you can give it a little tug just to see if it would come away. Sorry, my hand's in the way during this installation, but it couldn't really be helped. And we're going to screw in the hot to the jack now. Again, making sure it's nice and tight and that it's not going anywhere. And that's a really good path of conductance now. You know, this is just a substitute really. The idea behind these guards is that you don't have to do any soldering, because not everybody wants to learn how to solder or wants to buy the equipment to do all of the soldering. So it's a kind of like, we've taken a bit of the headache away with this solderless solution guard. It's a way of upgrading to our pickups without having to worry about, you know, messy soldering problems and that sort of thing. So once you've screwed in the last one, which is the one to the trem claw, you've now got to do a little bit of turning, and this just takes a little bit of time. You want to make sure you don't trap any of the wires. And when you're putting this in now, putting the pickguard, new pickguard in, you've got to make sure that all your wires fit nicely inside your cavity. So you've just got a little bit of sort of playing around to do with that. And speeding up this process now, I'm going to show you that the next step, once you've got your strings on and you've got it up to pitch, and give it about 3 stretches and get it up to pitch, you're going to want to go over now to, we've made a video, a nice little video called Stratocaster Pickup Height Setting. And in this video, which is quite a long video, I think it's about something like 11.5 minutes long, but go over to our channel. Whilst you're over there, if you get a chance to click on subscribe, we'd love that. And if you watch the video, I think you'll see in a second, I'll fast forward to this actual height settings, but in the video I go through in depth, you know, how to do your height and where to get it for the best sounds. And yeah, whilst that's 6 minutes and 8 seconds in, and I'm starting to go through the actual measurements. So you've got on the bass side, our recommendation is 2.2 millimeters, On the treble side, it's 2 millimeters, and that's when held down at the last fret and measured from the top of the pull piece to the bottom of the string. And there's the measurements in imperial as well. So 3/32 of an inch on the bass side, and the treble side 5/64. So you've got a little bit of height setting to do. I expect this to take 20 minutes to about half an hour, and in the video I talk about how you can adapt it a little bit to get the right balance. So we're coming to the end of the whole installation process now, and once we've done this bit and obviously a little bit of a retune, we're ready to play. So that video was just me showing you how to install one of our solderless solution pickguards. It's really the easiest way I can think of to upgrade your pickups with no soldering. So thanks for watching, guys.